Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for The Real Housewives of Potomac Season 6, Episode 15. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews, emphasis on lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you are back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Please do not hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you get anything out of the content. Now, child, let's get into it if we're going to get into it, honey. When the episode first opens up, they're still at the restaurant and whatnot. Candiace and Chris rejoin the group. Okay, nice to have y'all back, honey. Come on in, have a seat. The food has arrived. Karen is telling the heifers, y'all gonna look old if y'all don't stop all this foolishness, okay? At 58, you will not look like the Grand Dame, honey. I'm just saying. That dang on Karen, honey. She gonna find a way to interject herself in some mess if she don't do nothing else. So Wendy is over there pissing Gizelle off by simply breathing. But she's unbothered and whatnot. Child eating a shrimp with her mouth all open. Wendy, if you don't close your mouth up, girl. Close your mouth up, Dr. Wendy Osefo. I'm like, oh, child, honey, let me just tell y'all something. I hate to see people eat with their mouths wide open. I don't like burping. I don't like a whole bunch of loud smacking and chewing. Oh, child, I would have to dismiss myself from the table simply for that, honey. It wouldn't be nothing else but to sit somewhere else so I can eat in silence. Oh, child. So anywho, Robyn is still on the hunt for a hotel. She's like, listen, it's 7 miles away, but it's 2.5 stars, or a Marriott and it's 30 miles away. Honey, either way, y'all gonna be fine. I mean, let's be real, child. The Etch-a-Sketch house, 2.5, 3.5, 4, it's cool. Anywho, Robyn was like, Wendy is a horrible hostess. This is what she's saying in her confessional. She's like, I would be mortified if I invited grown women on a trip and I didn't have a bathroom for them to use of their own. Robyn, please go ahead and clock out for me. Like, I'm sick of it. Honey, I know when we're on our cycles, child, we got an attitude like no other. Honey, trust me, I can relate. Because that time of the month, you do not want to mess with me, okay? Just leave me be, honey. Just leave me be. I understand that. But Rob, you came late. You and Gizelle, y'all came late, honey. The rooms were chosen, not assigned. Child, which you would have known had you not followed behind Gizelle and you would have come on time. Child, just go, honey, if you're going to go. Just go. Child, I'm sick of hearing it. Moving forward. So Wendy was like, listen, let me give y'all the itinerary because I know y'all like to know what we're going to do and whatnot. So tomorrow we're going to be going on a boat. So they get back on the Sprinter. Robyn in the back talking about how bad her period cramps are. I can relate. Okay? I can relate on that, Rob, because mine are horrible. When I mean horrible. Since I've been a young girl, honey, I had to have Vicodin and everything to get through mine, child. It was a fool. So I totally understand. So here go Karen. Robyn and her period is coming at me. Karen, leave people alone. She's like, yeah, I just wish Juan would surprise her. It would be so nice so she can stop hanging with Gizelle, who's a bad influence. Karen, I don't start with Gizzard. She ain't did nothing to you. She ain't been bothering you. She ain't been talking to you. She hasn't been talking about you. Now, when you start with her, then she gonna get upset. Child, please leave her alone. So Chris is in the front and he's like, yeah, let's get some spades going when we get back to the house. So here go G. I'm going to bed because I'm about to get me some. So then he started explaining his erections and whatnot. I'm like, yuck. Okay. Gordon is disgusting. I'm sorry, honey. That might be an unpopular opinion. Oh, G, get the party started. I don't want to hear about your member. Okay. I don't want to hear how long and strong you are. Okay. I don't want to hear it. Like, you're getting out of hand, sir. Please keep it to yourself, honey. No, thank you. Child, this is a fool. So Gordon is telling Eddie, he's like, yeah, guys like you and Chris, y'all average, but me, here go Candiace. Oh, no, honey, ain't no average around here. Girl, pipe down. Nobody care about his brown peen, okay? So she's like, the brown peen is doing what it needs to do. That is TMI as well, okay? I don't know if it's just me or what is going on, but I don't want to picture, because let me just say this. I'm a visual person, and I paint pictures in my mind. That's why I'm able to tell a story. Okay, so I try to paint a picture for others because that's the way I think. So when you start telling me, about your members and whatnot, then I start to visualize those things, honey, and I don't want that in my mind, honey. Please keep that out of my peripheral. No, thank you. So anywho, so she trying to tell them that ain't nothing wrong with her man, okay? So then G was like, it's pink, it's not brown. So she was like, no, it's brown, it is. Here go Mia, let me see. Oh, okay, honey, I see how Mia and G get down, child. Try to be at them little parties and whatnot. Because why do you want to see this man's brown peen, honey? No, ma'am. So Chris gone off that brown liquor. Okay, he stands up ready to show the group. Chris, you and your show and tell, please have a seat. Honey, we don't need to see it. I mean, Chris was, child, he was white boy wasted. Do y'all hear me? Party, 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 let's all get wasted. I mean, he was really, really drunk. Okay, so Candiace is like, Chris, stop it. You making Wendy uncomfortable. Here go Gizelle. And me as well. So then she gonna get her purse and put it over her eyes, knowing dang on well she want to see. Girl, go on, look, honey. It's been a while since you seen one in person. Girl, go on, take a look at it. So she's like, in her confessional, do I want to see his brown penis? No, I do not. Girl, please. Honey, you peeked around that purse 2 or 3 times. Y'all remember when y'all were little? This is in the 80s, honey. Now, I don't know. This is in the 80s and the 90s. I don't know how they doing the children's nowadays, because I just make my son remove himself completely from the room. But back in the day when you would watch a movie with your parents and, you know, like a sex scene was coming on, they would say, put your hands over your eyes. And child, you would put your hand over your eyes but have a little peek coming through so you could see them getting into it as they get into it. That's exactly what Gizelle was doing. I was like, girl, you know you want to see. Child, this is a mess. So then Ashley starts talking like she's had one too many. Here she go. You know, everyone's talking about how Michael is, but at least he knows how to conduct himself amongst the group of people he's just met. So then they flash back to Michael literally showing out. Okay, and his pants were unbuckled and he was trying to jump off the side of a boat. Child, Michael grabbed Katie's man's butt the moment he met him. Remember that? Do y'all remember from season 1? He would have been in heaven knowing them penises were about to be whipped out. Do y'all hear me? Ashley, you really see your man differently than the world, honey. It's so cute, child. He don't never know how to act, okay? I'm speaking directly to you. Moving forward. They get back to the house, right? They not in there 5 minutes. Here go Chris. He's telling Candiace, look, I'm sick of the women. I'm sick of y'all foolishness. And I felt like I was coming to the end of the road with Ashley. And then here y'all come. So then Candiace was like, yeah, but she took a side road because that's what bitches do. Raggedy just take side roads. Now, I did think this was funny because they're having this inebriated conversation and the two of them are drunk and leaning all on each other. And honey, I thought that was hilarious. Child, I love to see drunk people getting into it. So honey, they're talking. So Chris is like, look, I know I'm going to say this and you probably ain't going to like it, but Mia, she not that bad. So Candiace was like, you know, I actually agree. Okay, we making some progress. Candiace agrees that me and her little lying problem are not that bad. Child, let's continue. So Chris was like, yeah, so you don't need to be doing all of that. You need to cuss her out, but then you need to reel it in. She's like, oh, I'm done with that for the weekend. You know, GVO. Child, I'm so sick of the abbreviations and whatnot, honey. Y'all don't know how to act. Okay? Y'all don't know how to do that. Moving forward. So Gizelle is upstairs lying, saying Wendy doesn't care about her. All I want to say is that they don't really care about us. Shout out to MJ. Gizelle, go on, honey. Go ahead, child. You always complaining. Take your little embellished hoodie and your boot and bounce, honey, if you don't want to be here. Like, this is getting ridiculous. She is not being bitter. She's like, you know, Wendy just want to be bitter. She actually greeted y'all. Okay, you just don't like her. So they sneaking out, right? And the scholar's helping them escape. She's like, oh, I feel like I'm sneaking out of the house or something. So she's like, it's fine. We're going to be back in the morning. The scholar's like, no, y'all don't need to leave though. So then Mia came only because she thought that the scholar was taking her luggage. She was like, girl, what you doing with my bag? She was like, girl, this is not your bag. This belongs to Gizelle. They are leaving. Mia was like, to go where? Child, so you know Mia going to get into it if she get into it. So she starts following them down the stairs, right? Child, let them go. It's fine. Let them go, child. So Robyn is like, you know, we need to go because we need a bathroom. It's men here. So Robyn is saying, you know, I'm not upset, but don't have a large trip if you can't accommodate everyone. What if Juan came? We would share a room with Gizelle where there were 3 beds. Okay, there were 3 beds there. So, I mean, the way you and Juan behave are like roommates anyway. So, child, it was more than enough room for you, Juan, and Gizelle. Honey, it would have been fine. But why didn't y'all ask Ashley to switch? Just ask her. Say, Ashley, look, with the boot of it all, we want to know, since you're by your lonesome, if you don't mind coming into this room and laying it down here and allowing me and Gizelle to share this room. What you think? But now y'all got to have some kind of grand exit. She's by herself, child. These two are just upset the attention isn't on them and they want to create a moment. Okay? It was a way to fix it. But go ahead and go, child. Go and set yourself off. But next time you might want to try being nicer to the host and you might want to RSVP. Moving forward. Mia and the scholar are like, no, it's late. It's 12 o'clock. You're in a town that you don't even know where you are. So then again, Gizelle is like, I'm glad y'all care, but the host doesn't. So then the scholar was like, well, just text me when y'all make it. So Eddie looking out the window as they depart. And Wendy is like, I feel like they're just trying to make a moment. They're throwing a tantrum, honey, because they didn't get their way. That's exactly what this is, honey. They're throwing a full-on tantrum. Robyn is PMSing, honey, and she don't want to be around y'all, okay? She already don't really like you, Wendy, so she needs to find somewhere to lay her head down. Child, Wendy didn't even move. Wendy was like, if the heifer's gonna leave, let him leave, child. I know that's right. So it's the next morning. Night is now day. Me and her lingerie, they're downstairs. What happened to your cute little pajamas that you had on, honey? Husbands are present. And let me just say this. I do not want no woman walking around in her lingerie or her homeware, okay, around my man. I don't care how secure I am. I don't care what's happening. I don't want my husband's eyes to actually go in your direction with all your assets out. Okay, put all your assets away, Mia, honey. We know, Mia the entertainer, put it away. So everyone's calling home to check on things. And Mia and G are downstairs in the kitchen and she's complaining about the luxury of it all. She's like, it's no turn down service, no this, no that. Well, honey, maybe you should have gone to the Marriott as well. She's like, where's the hostess? Where's the host? Girl, on Candiace's trip, there was no room service. You're going to be fine. Stop it. Honey, make your bed the same way you make it at home. Make it. It's going to be okay. So now that Gordon is of sound mind and body, he's like, so tell me what happened last night. It was hard to hear. I don't know why they were both yelling. Child, you was just drunk. I don't know why it was hard to hear. So Mia tells him, Candiace just really needs to grow up. And I don't really have a lot to say about that. You want to call the babies? Honey, I know that's right, Mia. Honey, Mia said, look, I don't have much time to waste on it. Let's just go ahead and check in on the kids. So they call and whatnot and everything's fine. So Ashley calls Michael. Child, got to make sure he at home, okay? He'll have Dean watching Dylan. He down at the hotel while Dean's sitting there looking at Dylan and Dylan crying. Child, you got to make sure Michael's in the house. You just got to make sure, child. So Karen is checking in with Wendy after last night's shenanigans. And Michael is telling Ashley that Dean was being a bad boy. And Ashley is like, don't call him a bad boy. He's like, well, he has two options. Either he's a bad boy or he's a good boy. She's like, I don't call you bad Mickey, so don't call him bad Dean. Ashley, sweetheart, he's not your son, but I totally get what you're saying about not labeling kids as bad. I don't do that either. I don't tell my son he's bad because you know why? Kids, they internalize that and they take it literally. So when they do something, they feel like, I'm a bad kid, I'm this, I'm that. And so as they grow older, they start to act as such. So I completely agree with Ashley. Now that's me. That's my parenting, honey. This is in my opinion. I just want to make sure I make it clear for the people in the back. This is my opinion. So I totally agree with what Ashley is saying about not calling Dean bad, honey. I ain't like it. Meanwhile, Karen is downstairs in the kitchen and she's like, if we start cooking and Gizelle smells the bacon, she'll come because her mouth always full of food. Listen, Karen, honey, I love to eat as well. I don't know about y'all, but honey, if ain't no food gonna be there, don't invite me. Like, if you don't have a spread, please leave my invitation in the mail, honey. I would like to not come, child, please. So Ashley is downstairs with Karen and she's like, well, let me just call them and see where they at. So Ashley calls. Hello. Girl, where are you? She's like, we're 30 minutes away. At the, where? Okay. So then she's like, y'all got your own rooms? She's like, yeah. Sure you do, Gizelle. Who do you keep looking at before you answer these questions? Honey, did y'all notice that? Every time Gizelle answered a question, she kind of looked around the room as to get permission to answer the question. I was like, honey, I'm watching you. So Karen is like, I knew you and your theatrics were going to do this. So Gizelle was like, what theatrics? She's like, your departure, you didn't say bye. She said, I did say bye. She said, did you say goodbye to the hostess? Now, Wendy is downstairs by this time, right? So she's hearing the interaction. She's within earshot. So she's like, no, the hostess didn't say ish to me. So the host is not a host. So Wendy jumped up and she's like, that's not true. You're lying. I came to your room and I greeted you. Then they do a flashback to Gizelle and her little lying problem. One thing production gonna do is they gonna call you a liar. Baby, production gonna call you a liar if they don't do nothing else. So now that Gizelle's been caught, honey, Gizelle, you know that is a lie. She did in fact greet y'all. So girl, cut it out. So once she got caught in a lie, here she go. Ooh, she's angry. Now this was really starting to piss me off. Because you lied on the lady. You called her angry, and a little later on, you called her aggressive. Y'all called her combative. I mean, it's a fool, but we're going to get into that as we get into it. Actually, she's not angry at all. She's calling you on that lie that you told. And we know you don't like that. Moving forward, Wendy asked if Mia and Candiace were going to talk. And she was like, yeah, I mean, I'll talk if she want to talk. I mean, I'm cool with that. So Ray finally arrives. Child, we know he ain't staying. He ain't got a bag in sight. I said, oh, now Ray jumped out this car without a damn piece of a bag. Okay, Ray. Baby, Ray said, I'm here for a short time, okay? I'm in and I'm out. So Ray comes, walking in real slow, looking very seasoned, honey, because I ain't going to call him nothing else. I was like, oh, okay, the chaperone is here. So here go Karen. Maybe Ray can change the mood to a more positive direction. Girl, Ray ain't no Greg Leaks, honey. May he rest in peace. Shout out to Greg Leaks. Greg was the only housewife husband that will make the ladies listen. And they ain't listening to Ray. Child, they gonna cuss him out as well. They don't care nothing about what Ray got to say. So Karen is catching Ray up on all the foolishness up until his arrival. Then Batman and Robyn show up. In the next scene, everyone is coming downstairs to get ready to go on the boat. And Wendy walks right on past Gizelle. Honey, here go Gizelle. Wendy doesn't greet me, doesn't look at me, which is great because I don't want to talk to her either. Well, honey, I can't tell. It seems like you really want her attention, if you ask me. You lied on her and you said she never greeted you. So, honey, she's just making it true. So then Ray notices Gizelle's foot is broken and she blamed it on Karen. You know, she was just making a little joke. She was like, it's because I was fooling around with your wife. And so Ray was like, Karen, Gizelle said her toe is broken because of you. How did you miss her neck? Child, not Ray breaking her neck. Oh, Lord, honey, we thought Karen was something else. Moving forward, they make it to the boat, and Chris is still hungover, and they're just sitting around this boat. Ascala and Robyn, they're downstairs. Mia's upstairs inquiring about Gizelle's boot. Gizelle gonna let us know her toe broken if she don't do nothing else, honey. She has said my toe is broken 3,000 or 4,000 times. We got it, Gizelle. Your toe is broken. If you wouldn't have been back there in that backyard with them nails and them bricks and them sticks, then your toe wouldn't be broken, girl. So Robyn is telling a scholar downstairs that, you know, I wasn't offended about not having a bathroom. I just feel like it wasn't proper planning. What do y'all think? Honey, keep it cute. Okay, do y'all think that she should have made sure that there were equal restrooms to bedroom ratios? Or you get what you get and you don't pitch a fit if you decide that you're coming after you said you were not coming? Now, I know what I would have personally done. And I mean, you just get in where you fit in. If you tell me you're not coming, then I'm not going to accommodate you. But the house was chosen before they RSVP'd. So y'all let me know what y'all think down below in the comments. Moving forward. She's like, I don't feel like it was directed at anyone. Okay, Robyn, that's a good way to think of it. It was not directed at anyone. She was not specifically slighting you and Gizelle. You know, the home just didn't have enough rooms and or bathrooms for everyone. And I just want to say this, when I plan trips, it's really hard to find an Airbnb that accommodates everyone. I've planned several trips, and all of them, there was something that was missing. There was one too many bedrooms and not enough bathrooms, or there were more bathrooms than bedrooms, or sometimes you thought you were getting a bedroom, but you were getting a pull-out couch. Honey, them Airbnbs, you got to watch them, honey. So, I mean, it's just what happens. So a scholar is saying to Robyn, you know, I really want y'all to have a conversation. Robyn's like, any conversation that I have with Wendy, it turns confrontational. So I just don't want it. That is not true. That is not true, Robyn. I hate this picture that they're trying to paint of Wendy being irate every time they speak. Honey, just pull her to the side and be sincere when you tell her, listen, I ain't appreciate what you said about Juan. Okay, that really hurt my feelings because I thought we were growing a friendship. When I first met you, you were this way. If you feel a way about me saying that you changed your appearance because, you know, your husband may be cheating or just whatever it was, then we can talk about that. But what you said hurt me as well. Like, have an adult conversation, Rob. Oh, child, this is a mess. So while they're downstairs, they're upstairs just looking at each other. I'm like, okay, I'm bored, honey. I'm bored and I'm not even there. I was like, what are we going to do? Just look at each other on this boat? Oh, okay. So a scholar is asking Robyn if she likes Wendy. And Mia and G, they creeping in, honey, because they trying to get them some fruit and whatnot. So Robyn is telling her when she met her over a year and a half ago, they hit it off, but she feels like she was wrong. So Scholar was like, well, you know, I feel in the middle because I like both of y'all. So Robyn said, look, I wouldn't want you to not be friends with her just because I have an issue with her. And I thought that was very mature of Robyn. I'm like, oh, okay, Robyn, honey, because really she don't care about nobody but Gizelle. So Scholar, set yourself off. Meanwhile, I guess Mia is as bored as I am, and she decides to go upstairs and start a little mess. I said, y'all know Mia got a little lying problem, so here she go. Wendy, I heard you aren't the same person you were a year ago. So Wendy hit us with a Portia Williams. She's like, who said that? She said, Robyn. She's like, you dang all right, I'm not the same person I was a year ago. And if she is, then she needs to can evolve. That's what she needs to do. So unbeknownst to Robyn and her Oshkosh Begosh jumper, honey, they coming on up the stairs into the lion's den. I said, oh, Robyn, honey, you in danger. Girl, Mia done set it off. So here go Mia. Welcome back. Robyn said, we weren't gone that long. Did y'all miss us? She was like, well, Wendy didn't miss you, but I did. And, I heard your conversation downstairs. And Ashley said, yeah, and she came back and reported it too. So Robyn looking confused. She's like, what conversation? She said, you know that Wendy isn't the same person from a year ago. Robyn said, no, I said our relationship isn't what it was a year ago. So Missy Mia getting stuff started again, honey, to liven up the joint. And I already told y'all that Mia has a little line problem. So Robyn said, Mia likes to embellish on the things that she says. Girl, not you plugging your brand. Okay, embellished hats. And shout out to Embellish. So Gizelle is like, you gotta love Mia, honey. She a space cadet. We love you, Mia. No, ma'am. Mia sure does get off easy. Mia ain't no dummy, honey. She know exactly what she doing. Let that have been Wendy or Candiace or anybody else lying, they would never let it go. I thought that was so interesting. I said, now we love you, Mia. So Mia can lie and start up a bunch of mess and ruckus, and it's okay. But when somebody else does it, then we need to continue to talk about it and talk about it and talk about it. I just thought that was very interesting, honey, but maybe that's just me. So Mia said, okay, I'm wrong, honey, and as a woman, I'm woman enough to admit that I was wrong, but why isn't your relationship the same? So Robyn said, look, I'm not interested in a debate. Wendy said, okay, that's how you feel? Cool. A scholar said, oh, well, this isn't awkward. Wendy said, no, when you're an adult, you just know where people are in your life and you place them. Period, Pooh. I know that's right, honey. You place them. You go here, you compartmentalize people. If you don't want to be in my life, honey, that's cool. I will not lose sleep. That is perfectly all right with me. So Wendy lets them know, if you have an issue, then I invite you to have a conversation with me. So she said, and to you, Gizelle, I was a nice, gracious host to you. I didn't assign any rooms. Everyone got to choose, and the house was chosen before anything happened to your little foot. So Gizelle is like, well, everyone knew we were leaving and nobody checked on us. Listen, I wouldn't check on you either. If you leave in the middle of the night when you had a perfectly good room, then that's on you. Plus, you said you were not coming due to the nature of the invite. Did you forget that? So Wendy was like, well, you made a choice, honey, but don't blame the host. And I agree with that. You made a choice to leave. So that's on you. Robyn said, yes, I made a choice because I didn't want to use the same bathroom with men pissing all over the floor. Honey, now I know, the men will leave a little drip behind, child. And you can't put nothing past them. But you live with two young boys. And I know y'all sharing the bathroom in that place you live in, okay? And I know they probably lighting that floor up. You can't be that much of a germaphobe. She was like, I'm a germaphobe. Girl, goodbye. So all of the men are like, who peed on the floor last night? Because they're trying to figure it out. So here go Karen in her confessional. I suspect it was your piss, Robyn. I think Robyn pissed on the floor and blamed it on the men because she want them out of here because she ain't comfortable. Oh, my God. When I tell y'all I hollered at that, girl, Robyn did not pee on that floor. Karen, cut it out. Oh, child. Karen is crazy, child. Oh, a mess. Child, let Robyn go lay her head down wherever she want to lay her head down so she can stop complaining, honey. This is ridiculous. Quiet as it's kept, she left because it's Wendy's trip. Because if y'all remember back, she stayed on that trip at Ashley's and they ain't even have AC. So if you can stay in there sweating and whatnot in places that you ain't supposed to be sweating in, I'm pretty sure you can venture on down the stairs and go to the restroom when nobody's watching. Robyn, cut it out. So Robyn said, maybe Gizelle has something else she wants to add. Gizelle said, no, I'm good on Wendy. Wendy said, yeah, we've been good. I know that's real. So Gizelle was like, yeah, because it's always combative and aggressive. Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about right here. Combative, aggressive. Okay, wrong road, honey. Shout out to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Honey, you traveling down the wrong road. So Wendy said, no, you're always a mean girl and a bully. But I'm just trying to figure out why she got to be aggressive. Now, Robyn didn't say nothing when Gizelle was talking, okay? She didn't say nothing. But as soon as Wendy pipes up, here she go. Do the men want to hear all this BS? I mean, really? So Eddie said, yeah, we okay. We know when to come in and when not to. I know that's right, honey. He was basically letting Robyn know, you can dish it, but you can't take it. I'm going to sit right here and I'm going to listen. Honey, I know that's right. You better defend your woman, Idris. So Ashley is like, I am so glad that Michael isn't here. He would have been pissed if I brought him on this boat for this. Ashley, stop acting like Michael coming was ever your choice, honey. Nobody want to be around Michael but you. Honey, they probably told you to leave Michael at home. Girl, if you don't stop bringing Michael up every 5 minutes, girl, go on back to the room and watch your poster or whatever it is with you and the family. Girl, go on. So then the guys go downstairs to play spades. And Mia is like, why don't y'all work it out, Wendy? So Wendy was like, since you want to hash things out or whatever, hash things out with Candiace. So Mia tells Candiace, look, I know that I struck a nerve and I'm just getting to know you and I don't want to be responsible for inflicting negative energy on someone. And I own that and I'm sorry. And she apologized for asking questions that were none of her business. Mia, good job. So Candiace says, I appreciate that, but it was more so the comments about my project. I was hurt, and because I worked really hard on that, I just want to make sure that people respect it. I mean, this is my dream, and I don't even know if I'm doing it right, and I'm scared. Now, that was some great transparency, Candiace, and I'm not even being funny. And I knew that's what it was. That's exactly what I said in my review. Had y'all been listening, instead of getting ready to fight down in the comments, I said that. I said, I said Candiace is very sensitive about her work. She is doing this out of pocket. This was something that really upset her because she called it low budget. But then, honey, y'all want to come for my throat, and everybody else that says something against anybody, honey, listen. Y'all need to listen to understand what I was saying. But I appreciate Candiace being very transparent. You get really sensitive about your work, even about my reviews, honey. I'm like, please don't leave no negative comments underneath my stuff. Do y'all know how long it takes to do this? If you can do it better, then honey, be my guest. So she just wants to feel like she's being respected. So Mia said, now that I know her boundaries, I'll make sure that I move accordingly. And she apologizes again. And she says she wasn't purposely trying to hurt her. Yes, Mia, you do cross boundaries, honey, but good job owning it and apologizing for it. Now don't let it happen again. So Candiace is like, and to you, I'm sorry about saying your mother was low budget. I didn't realize the things that were going on with your mother. And Mia said, yes, just in the future, please attack me. Just leave my mama out of it, okay? She was in prison. She's doing well for herself. She reads her Bible every morning. She's really into her word and to church. And I don't want her to be hurt by anyone else's comments when she don't have nothing to do with this. I don't feel like it's fair because she's worked too hard for her sobriety and I want to keep it that way. So Candiace actually agreed, which I thought was wonderful. So a scholar was like, well, how long has she been sober? So she told them that it was 4 years and everybody was like, that's really great, Mia. She was like, yeah, she was in prison for 8 years. Both of her parents died while she was in prison. And, she didn't get a chance to see them buried. So Gizelle was like, they normally let you out to see your parents. And she said, yeah, but she has shackles on her feet and she didn't want people to see her that way. So then Mia gets very emotional in that moment, honey, as anyone would. Here go Candiace. Get this girl a napkin. Candiace, let her borrow one of your Kleenexes, honey. Oh, child, this is a mess. So Candiace was like, I just really couldn't imagine going through what Mia has gone through. I have my own mommy issues, but I just couldn't imagine that. And I love the fact that both of them are seeing things from each other's perspectives. This was wonderful. Meanwhile, Wendy, Gizelle, and Robyn, honey, this is how it's done. Okay, I'm so happy to see that they hashed it out. Both of them were in the wrong and both of them apologized, like I stated. Okay, so now y'all can quit losing y'all minds down in the comment section. Moving forward. So they get on the bus, right? Ashley trying to get a little shut-eye, okay, because she got 2 small kids at home. Let me say this. I only have 1 child, and I haven't slept in 6 years. There's always a reason to get up and check on them. They're always yelling out in the middle of the night, Mommy, a nightmare. And then when they're younger, you have to get up for feeding schedules and naps and they're not feeling well. It's a lot that comes with having 2 small kids. Honey, I can't imagine. I only have 1. So she's like, I have 2 small children at home and I never have a chance to get good sleep. And so G, he over there picking on her. Look at Ashley. Look at her mouth open. G, leave people alone. Honey, talk to your wife. I'm sorry, honey. I feel Ashley on this. I'm not bothering anyone. Please leave me alone. Allow me to sleep. Allow me to nap. And G was like, okay, well, I'm still going to talk about you. I thought that was very childish. You too big and grown. Too big, grown, and adult and old to be messing with this woman. Leave this woman alone, child. She don't want to be bothered, especially if she's not bothering you. And child, that was the end of the episode. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you feel about Mia and Candiace now making amends. I thought that it was great. I do not like the fact that Gizelle and Robyn keep calling Wendy aggressive, combative, and all of these other type of words. Okay, I don't like it. Okay, I said what I said and I'm not changing it. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.